Next up, we have Eidolon Battle from the Vintage Story original soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain anything. I started reading chat. How do you use Botrix on YouTube? Yeah, we're gonna start this over. You just go to profiles and it where the fuck is it? Profile, and then you just select the channel. Like you just connect it to the channel. It's the same thing, and it's the same thing. Nico, stop it. Stop it, please, baby. Please. All right. Rip intro. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty rare that I fuck up an intro this badly, so let's do this. Next up, we have Eidolon Battle from the Vintage Story original soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, at the time of recording, we recently passed 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I do not take this for granted. I am grateful I get to do this at all, at the jolly even like it. Challenge for this year, if we somehow reach 10,000 subscribers before Christmas 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community. Any fan fiction y'all want, you figure out whichever one you want, and I will fully produce, voice act, record, an audiobook for it. We have to reach this through legitimate means, though. No account duping, no botting, no buying, nothing like that. Sharing and hyping videos. That's it. That's the rule. Members, if you are a member, you get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you are a paid member on YouTube, regardless of the tier, you get access to the videos the day I schedule them instead of the day that they come out. So consider that. Two disclaimers. Number one, this is my first time hearing this track, or at least listening to it. So I will be pausing a lot and I will be speaking a lot, as I will be pointing things out and explaining things as I hear them or as I realize them. And number two, this is recorded live on stream on a single take. I just stumbled upon my words. I will do it again. Whatever happens, happens. With that said, let's do this. Eidolon Battle. Let's go. Okay, so we start with some percussions, and really, brother, chat hands. I do the chat hands every time. What are you talking about? So yeah, we start with percussions and a bass, giving us our initial rhythm. It seems right now our motif is rhythmic. So when it comes to this, motif, of course, being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. However, usually this is in the melody. In music, you have three elements: melody, harmony, rhythm. Melody is usually the horizontal individual lines, and that is usually when you're going to have your motif. However, there is an exception, which is going to be a rhythmic motif, where the motif itself is the rhythm rather than the notes being played. It sounds like that this might be the case, or this could just be the intro of the piece. Probably not the first phase, but isn't it easier to pre-record the intro and outro of the video? It would be, but I don't have the time to put these in a video editor and then export. I just cut these from the live stream and upload them as they are. So yeah, I don't have an editor. I don't have the money to afford an editor. So yeah, that's why. I figured I would put this on the video as well, because other people might ask that as well. So yes, we have this. Let's see where it goes. So, all right, we bring in the chords. Yup. We bring now the chords, and the chords are meeting the rhythmic motif. So the motif is mainly on the rhythm. We're probably gonna get, with this now we get a melody to the rhythm, but the chords here are playing, the synth here is playing to that motific, to that rhythmic motif. So let's see where this goes. Ah, nice. Now we go up. Instead of down the melody, we repetition. With a little bit of variation. Yep, variation going up, and the variation here and the melody here would be inverted, right? So inversion in music, inversion, there are... I can type, I promise. So inversion, when it comes to melodies, it refers to the concept of taking a melody. In this case, it would be a melody that goes more kind of like this, grabbing the melody and flipping it upside down. That is what inversion is when it comes to melodies. Let's see where it is. So yes, we're doing this. I don't believe you can type. Well, you don't have to believe. I can do it. I'm just not very good at it. So yes, we bring this. We do a repetition of it with a little bit of variation. Basically, just bringing the theme in. This is a boss fight because we just played this yesterday or 2 days ago on stream. We played Vintage Story and we fought this with this boss fight. And something important about video game music is that a lot of it is not meant to be listened actively. The point of video game music is to immerse you. That is the main function, at least, or the ideal function of video game music. In my case, for example, I have what I like to call... I need to come up with a better name for this, so if anybody here has a better name for this, let me know, because I'm calling this the uncanny valley of music. The uncanny valley, for those of you who don't know, is a psychological phenomenon of realism versus how we perceive something to be real. So in psychology, especially when it comes to CGI, this kind of stuff, or machines or anything, the more real they appear, the more human we perceive them to be. But then there's a point in which they are real. They look realistic, but not realistic enough that our brains immediately say, this is not real, this is off-putting, and we just perceive it as completely not human and completely unnatural. That is called the uncanny valley. And then after that, you get the upper side. I have my version of this in which you have immersion in the game for game music, immersion versus music, let's call it quality, like just how good a piece of music is, the game music is. So when it comes to this, the sweet spots are here, here, and here. Those are the goals to achieve when it comes to the musical or the game music uncanny valley. I don't know what to call this, but the graph is pretty much the same. I just don't know what to call it. So if you have a better name for this, let me know. Basically, it means your video game music, the better it gets, the more you're going to get locked in, the more you're going to get immersed. For example, and it's going to have a range usually. A video game that is in this range over here is Killing Floor 2. Killing Floor 2, the original soundtrack plus the licensed music that they have, it locks you in. For those of you who don't know, Killing Floor 2 is a zombie killing game, and it locks you in. You're in the zone. You are in the zone. However, then you're gonna have video games like Final Fantasy games, Expedition 33, these kinds of games that their range is going to be closer to over here, where the music is so unbelievably good that you just have to stop. Your immersion is broken. You just need to stop, sit back, and enjoy the sounds. And just enjoy the masterful soundtracks. Like, that is something like Expedition 33. You play the game, half of the soundtrack is just some of the best music to ever be written in the history of mankind. And it just gets above the level of immersion of the game. And then you have games like, for example, yes, I would say Ultra Kill or Dark Souls, Elden Ring, that they are in this section over here, where the music is god tier. This is like, we are talking Mozart would be proud of this music, and you are locked in. You're not thinking about the controls, you're not thinking about your stamina or whatever. You are just locked in, you're in the moment, you're in the game, you are the game. That's how this is. And yeah, I would say that the sweet spots are over here, and over here. Those are the sweet spots that you want to aim for, where it's just, you want to either lock in the player, or you want your music to be so good that the player just has no choice but to stop the game, stop what they're doing in the game, and just listen to the music. That's what you want. I would say with Vintage Story, we have most of the music, especially since a lot of it is not a lot of it is like, you know, kind of like random, is around this range over here. Some of it will lock you in. Like this one, when we were playing, it was a different thing that locked me out of the game. Like that took me away from the experience, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this graph up. If anyone has a better name than the Music Uncanny Valley or the game Music Uncanny Valley, please let me know. I am horrible with names. So yes, we're having this. We're repeating the motif. We're repeating the chords. Let's see where this goes. We add one more layer in the drums. Bit more variation on the chords. We're adding one more stop in the chords. Same chords, same progression. We're just adding that extra bit. All right. We bring it down to the initial components. So we bring it back to the initial components, the drum and bass, and now we bring in more melodic elements. We still keep that rhythmic motif mostly intact, and now we bring in melodies that still follow that. So even though the melodies themselves are not that familiar, because the rhythm is, we still associate it. We don't get thrown out. Because once again, when you're making music, you want to keep a very careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much familiarity, too much repetition, too much of the same, you risk boring the listener, they tune out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. And one of the ways to overwhelm the listener is to bring material that is too complex too quickly. So how do we get around this with this new melody? Use the rhythmic motif. Use the rhythmic part of the motif. And we get this really, really cool melody. Oh, and we change the drums a little bit. Oh, really cool. So yes, we reduced the drums. We removed the bass drum, basically. So now we have the higher end of the drums. And we are just adding more layers, engaging in both doublings and counterpoint for the melody. So, doubling is when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing. We basically have two layers, one higher, one lower, playing the same thing, and then we have counterpoint. Counterpoint being the study of melodies themselves, usually how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually in the context of putting two melodies against each other. Counterpoint is measured in motion. There are three main types. You have parallel, you have relative, and you have contrary. These are the three main types of motion that you will see in melodies. Parallel is that you have two melodies that are doing the exact same thing, just from different points in the scale, which is what the first two synths were doing in this case. You have relative motion, which is they are mostly going the same direction, they're just not doing the exact same thing. And then you have contrary motion, which is simple, one goes up, the other one goes down, simple as. So we're engaging in parallel motion plus doubling over here. Let's see where it goes. We reintroduce the bass. We develop the melody a little bit more. The bass is going. We still haven't reintroduced the bass drum. And yes, we're just escalating this further. Each repetition, it gets more tense. Because once again, when you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You are building tension or you're resolving that tension. Point in between, we call a cadence. So we are just building the cadence. How is an easy way to build tension when you're just repeating material? You just take the material, play it higher. Take the material, play it higher. Take the material, play it higher. And in this case, considering that it is video game music, it works to do it over time. Let's see where this goes. Change of instruments. Mostly the same. We just change the instruments around to give us a bit of a reset. And Misha, welcome today. Reaction? I mean, technically this is a reaction format in the most strictest technical sense, so you're not wrong. Let's see where this goes. Ooh, and we have a toy box in the right ear as well. I really like this, dude. Let's see where it goes. Just want to point that out. Like, we're getting doublings and doublings and doublings. Ooh, we break down the rhythm a little bit. Yeah. We bring the chords back. We bring the full rhythm back. We accelerate the chords a little bit more. They're not taking as front and center as they were before, but they're mostly the same chords. We're following still the rhythmic motif with the change of chords. We're just not making it as obvious as before. And right now, the focus, I would say, is just the overall vibe. So let's see where the Nico, be careful. Let's see. Mr. D, welcome today. How you doing? We got one more after this before the gaming. There we go. So it's mainly the lower end of the instruments that are carrying the melody right now, still building up that tension. Let's see where this goes. I recognize that melody. We have introduced a leitmotif. I can't remember which melody this one is, but we have heard this melody before. It's not entirely in the same instrument, so it's on the edge of the gray area of a leitmotif. So, just rolled out a bit, hell yeah. So a leitmotif, so as I said before, a motif. Motif is the music, the smallest seed version, essence of your musical idea, the essence from which everything else comes from. However, there is a variation of this that is called a leitmotif, coined by Richard Wagner, which the point of the leitmotif is kind of like a theme song. You know how in wrestling John Cena has like those trumpets? That's his leitmotif. Like whenever you hear those drums, ba 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 ba, that's John Cena. No matter what context it is, the moment you hear those trumpets, you recognize it. That's a leitmotif. Leitmotif is a specific melody or motif that you use for a specific purpose. Richard Wagner did this for the Ring Cycle operas. The Ring Cycle operas is a series of 4 operas that the total duration ranges anywhere between 12 and 16 hours, depending on the performances. And that's a lot of music to write. So Wagner didn't want to throw any of the material to waste. So what he did is he coined the term of leitmotif. For example, in Das Rheingold, the first opera of the Richard Wagner Ring Cycle. Because, by the way, the Ring Cycle was so beloved, it inspired a certain author to write a little series. You might have maybe heard of it. It's called The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Wagner partially inspired The Lord of the Rings. On top of everything else that Tolkien had going, the themes of The Lord of the Rings, like the story of The Lord of the Rings, inspired Tolkien to put together a lot of the story. So basically, in Das Rheingold, It's the story of the construction of Valhalla. Valhalla has just been built, and Odin and everybody, they don't want to pay the giants, so the giants do a bunch of... So it's a whole thing, right? But something that happens is whenever Valhalla is mentioned, shown on stage, or referenced in any way, you will hear the Wagner tubas play the motif of it. I don't even remember what it is right now, but they just play it. That is a leitmotif, is the theme for that. And right now, that chromaticism we heard is from one of the other pieces. I can't remember right now what leitmotif it was, so if you know which one it was, let me know, because it is a leitmotif. It's one of the leitmotifs from one of the previous tracks we've done, and it's really cool. It's really cool to hear it here, just hidden in the background like that. Let's see where this goes. I think it's from one of the tuning cylinder pieces. We'll see. Let's see. Variation of it. Classically, welcome back. How you doing? There you go. Yeah, we're just playing that melody. And we're doing a reduced version of that motif. I remember the original being a lot slower. Reduction is that it's just faster. That's it. So yeah, let's see where this goes. It's the one with the okay, and we bring back everything. I think it's from the invention, yeah. We bring back the initial rhythm from the start. How are you gonna end this? It's either the invention or the serifs, yeah. Okay, let's see. And okay, and you fade it out, I dislike fade outs, but this loops. I guess this just loops infinitely in the game. Fine. I don't like fade outs, but there you go. It fades out so that it loops back in. I would have just cut off the point that it loops, but that's not my choice to make. That's the creator's choice. I disagree with it. I don't like fade outs, but that's just me. I have my reasons, but yeah, especially because this kind of music, it does loop. Especially because it's a boss fight, so you just want it to loop as much as you can until the fight is over. So that I fully understand. Again, this music serves a purpose. I just don't like fade outs. But whatever. Yeah, it cuts at the end, so it loops properly. And when the boss fight ended, it had the Dark Souls 2 approach of cutting the music, which is just the moment you kill it, it just cuts off. It didn't work in Dark Souls 2, in my opinion. It worked in Vintage Story. I did like it in Vintage Story, mainly because of the more rough aspect of Vintage Story. So yes, so there you go. That was the Eidolon battle from the Vintage Story original soundtrack. Really good stuff, though. I really, really liked it. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, at the time of recording, we recently passed 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I was not expecting this. I do not take this for granted, and I am grateful every single day that I get to do this at all, and that any of you even like it in the first place. I really, really do appreciate it. Challenge, though. If we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers before Christmas 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of any of you, of the community in general. Yeah, a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, voice act that fan fiction. We have to reach this through legitimate means, though. No account duping, no botting, no buying, nothing like that. Sharing, hyping the video. We have a Discord channel on the Discord for the hype function of videos if it's available in your region, so consider that. And members, if you're a member, you get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, you get access to all of the week's videos on Saturday when I schedule them, regardless of the tiers. So consider becoming a member today and get your early access to the content. And yes, if you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, we'll be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, if you're on the live stream, you can go ahead and start requesting. We got one more today. And if you are not on the live stream, go to the Discord server, link down below. Go to the LFA requests channel and follow the instructions on the pinned message. And if you want to catch the streams when they go live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, we have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So if you're in, I don't know, Memphis, and you're like, oh, what time is it? 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. No worries. Full stream schedule in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, up to date and everything. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. I have a gaming channel. Of course I do. Which is where we put the VOD recordings of the gaming after shows when they happen. We've been playing Vintage Story recently, and I'm enjoying that a lot. So if you want to join us for that, we live stream it. It's on the same James R. Basterd live stream, but then the recording goes onto the gaming channel. Games R. Basterd. Link down below. Or just search for the username on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G and you got it. And yeah, there you go. Eidolon Battle. That was fun. That was good stuff. Good stuff. I like this game. What can I say? I like this game. I'm biased, but who cares? But yeah, let's move on.